Thank you, Dean Delaney. Welcome faculty, staff, guests, and graduates. I feel so privileged and honored to be standing before my Twin Cities and Rochester classmates today to talk about the most tumultuous 4 years of our lives. Now, I know most of my classmates probably aren't surprised to see me up here giving this speech, considering that I was the only person who ever put on my camera or spoke up during Zoom classes. So why change things for you guys now? For you all, I'm willing to carry us through this last leg of class participation for old time's sake. When I found out that I would be giving our commencement speech today, a story from our clinical practice came to mind that I really wanted to share with you all. And sadly, no, this is not the story of the time during our labor and delivery rotation when the doctor came into the room and asked if I was the dad. Instead, the story I wanted to share with you all today is when I uttered something unforgivable to a patient, that I was going to be just a nurse. For context, patients and their loved ones often carry the unfortunate stereotype that if you're a male in nursing, you must be going on to become a doctor. This was the case one day during junior year clinicals when a patient asked me, "So what kind of doctor do you want to be?" To which I replied without thinking, "Oh no, I'm going to be just a nurse." Boy, did my preceptor never let me live that one down. Throughout the rest of the shift, I watched her hang bags of chemotherapy with dexterity like I had never seen, comfort grieving family as they learned about the terminal diagnosis of a loved one, and provide countless cares, often without so much as a thank you. At the end of the day, she told me, "I don't ever want you to think for a second that you are just a nurse, because it's nurses who keep this place afloat." Never did this feel truer than during the pandemic. My friends and family will be quick to tell you that I'm a nostalgic person. Graduations make me reminiscent of the people I've met and the experiences I've had that have shaped me into who I am today. However, this time around, the nostalgia feels a bit more like melancholy. It would be disingenuous for me to stand up here today and act like the sweetness that has come from these past 4 years has not been accompanied by a lot of bitterness for the things we lost. COVID forced us to change our plans over and over again, be unendingly flexible, and shift our expectations for what we hoped our college experience would look like. However, I think it's necessary for us to focus on what we accomplished as nursing students. Under normal circumstances, a BSN degree is far from an easy task. But on top of school, we stepped up to the plate and contributed to a strained healthcare system. Many of us served in the Medical Reserve Corps, community public clinics, and healthcare facilities as aides during the pandemic, something that was vital when the need for care was outpacing the number of available staff. We talked about our ongoing and newfound mental health struggles and engaged in an important dialogue about the racial and class disparities in our imperfect healthcare system. Even when it felt unobtainable and overwhelming, we stayed focused and kept working to get to this very moment. As we enter a workforce that needs nurses now more than ever, it's not lost on me how lucky we are. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. We've learned from clinicals that we will have good days and bad days. Some shifts we might leave feeling completely elated, and others will leave us feeling utterly defeated. But we will keep going back to provide a vital service. At the beginning of the pandemic, I felt unsure of myself and the world around me. I couldn't see a way in which we could all get to this moment. But as I stand on stage today, I think of the words from poet Amanda Gorman. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2022.